Hello friends, I'm an Iranian Australian academic. During the last decade, I've been researching around women leadership, women's rights and gender inequality. Today I would like to talk about one of my published papers called Young Iranian Women as Agents of Change. This paper was published in a high-ranking journal, Q1 journal called Women Studies International Forum. Basically, when I was writing this paper as a part of my PhD, I was thinking that maybe we co-authors are exaggerating a bit about this paper to call young Iranian women as agents of change. But now that I see this movement, I think no, there wasn't any exaggeration at all. So I have tried to categorize the key themes of this paper, or the key highlights, into 6 key categories that I'm going to talk about them succinctly. The purpose of this study is to explore young Iranian women's lived experiences around their social status and how they are trying to make some sort of evolution in regards to their social status. First, young Iranian women are not the victim of their paternalistic, totalitarian and theocratic society. Rather, they are trying to empower each other and to be united to make some sort of positive changes in their own life and the life of their society. Basically, they have been trying to make some sort of evolution, which is regular, consistent, small changes rather than revolution, in order to make some sort of sustainable social changes rather than radical and unsustainable changes. The second theme of this paper focused on multiple identities. Young Iranian women suggested that they confronted so many different identities to be accepted by their societies. For example, in their workplace, they have to pretend that they're someone else. In their society, they need to pretend that they are someone else. And in different stages of their life, they need to pretend in order to be accepted by their society. So they confront these multiple identities which could impact their social and psychological well-being, because at the end of the day, they don't know who they really are. The third theme is building digital freedom. Although there are a lot of restrictions in terms of access to internet and social media in Iran, young generation, they are quite tech savvy. So they are trying different VPNs and different ways in order to tackle the restrictions around internet connections. And they are trying to create and develop some sort of formal and informal social groups to be connected to other similar groups inside their countries and outside the country, in order to generate ideas and exchange the experiences that how they can actually make some sort of positive changes in terms of their social status, self-identity and social identity. The fourth theme is generating a new style of dress up. So basically, as you know, in Iran, the hijab is compulsory, and unfortunately, Islamic Republic of Iran doesn't allow any option in terms of choosing the way that women they can dress up. But young Iranian women, they always try to make some sort of innovations, and they have tried to have some sort of creativity in order to make the hijab as loose as they can to make it more fashionable. And they have been quite successful in this regard throughout the history if we look at the trend. Basically, young Iranian women, they mentioned that the government and the Islamic Republic of Iran want them to hide their beauties, because they think their beauty will endanger the Islamic Republic of Iran. So basically, hijab may, sometimes when we think about hijab, we may say that it's only, we have so many other problems like financial problems, sanctions and so many other things. But basically, hijab could be the key barrier if young Iranian women, and in general if Iranian people, they can remove the compulsory hijab. This will enhance the gender equality, and then after that there will be more options in order to move on to a more democratic society. So hijab could be the very first barrier, and I totally believe that if there is no gender equality in society, then we wouldn't be able to access to a fully democratic society. The fifth thing is creating leisure activities. So basically, as you know, a lot of those normal and ordinary activities in other countries are banned in Iran, and there are a lot of restrictions. For example, being boyfriend and girlfriend. If you are boyfriend and girlfriend outside, and if the morality police, they will see you, they may arrest you. You're not able to have your pets outside. There are very, very limited leisure outdoor places and opportunities. So basically, based on our paper, young Iranian women suggested they prefer to stay at home most of the time, but they are trying to be innovative and creative in order to create some sort of fun leisure activities indoor, and these are hidden parts of their life. Some of those activities are, for example, gathering together with friends, dancing, playing music, singing, being with their boyfriend and girlfriends at home, because they're not, it may be a bit challenging to go out if in case of saying morality please. The last thing is changing social and sexual relationships. So basically, as I mentioned, it is not acceptable to have boyfriend and girlfriend in Iran, especially if they want to go out together. Basically, young Iranian women, they are suggested that these kinds of restrictions and barriers can result in a lot of psychosocial health related issues. Despite all the barriers in terms of relationship between boys and girls, still a young generation, they try to find some ways in order to be connected and in order to have some sort of relationship before marriage. And also they are suggesting that rushing into marriage before knowing each other could be quite challenging, because they need to have the right to know each other before getting married. Thank you very much for listening.